So today we are very pleased to be here with Chris Tangler. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing good.
It's a pleasure to see you today. So let me tell you, I would like to congratulate Chris Tangler because yesterday at the special dinner, he got a present. Like right now, he's part of the Hall of Fame, right?
Yes, sir.
So we are very happy about that, and we want to congratulate you.
Thank you, sir.
So for all our viewers, we wanted to ask you, how did you start on this about the car customization?
So about 15 years ago would be the most recent time that I was a Camaro collector. I just a Chevy Camaro guy. That was my first car that I made my own self-purchase. Was a '78 Z28 T-top, 411 rear end, 350 posi, all that good stuff. So that was my first car. Love of the Chevy Camaro. I went to a World of Wheels event in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and came across a vendor booth, and there was a guy there that was selling customized Hot Wheels, and there was some 67 Camaros, and they were just shiny, they were glittered, it was Spectraflame and all kinds of nice pinstriping and just bright, vibrant colors. And I stopped in the guy's booth, and I'm like, I've never seen these, where are they? You know, where'd you get them? He's like, oh, I customized them, and I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. And you know, I bought a couple, and then I went home and started just looking into it, and I'm like, man, you know, I can do this. So I just bought some tools, I bought some cars, and just started playing around with it, and kind of did more investigation online and seeing other past customs that people were doing, and just went from there.
Right. So by that moment when you started, what did your family say? Like your wife, what did she think?
You know, she thought I was a little, you know, like it was too kiddish type of deal, but you know, she supported me, and she's like, you know, that's your hobby, that, you know, that's something you want to do. You know, at that time we had a couple Camaros in the garage, so she knew I liked playing with real cars and wrenching on them, motors and wheels and all that stuff. So she knew that was my stress reliever or downtime when I'm not working and the family's taken care of. I got to relax and just play with some cars.
Right. So what has been so far the hardest car that you have said, this car is so hard for me to make, or the hardest style that you have made so far right now?
You know, there's a few castings in the Hot Wheel line that I've done for a special request that I'm like, these castings suck. I mean, in the realm of them sucking, in my opinion, is just they're harder to work with for the standard smooth surfaces I use, like on the drag bus or even the gasser, where it's just big old open smooth faces. One example of a casting that I don't tend to enjoy to do is the Batmobile, the 66 Batmobile, because the body line out the middle of the door line all the way across, it just adds more complication to a decal design to go up and over the body line and then to lay the graphic down without rippling it or wrecking it or air bubbles underneath it type of situation. So it's the castings that have so many different curves and highs and lows and pockets where the decal can get wrecked or tore or hidden type of deal.
And right now, what do you think about the customization cars in places like Asia, let's say Malaysia or Thailand or Indonesia? What do you think about that?
You know, the styles that they do is amazing. I mean, I am a glossy, high clear coat type, bright, shiny paint job. And, you know, being in the Indonesian conventions the last 3 years and now just coming back recently from Malaysia, you know, a lot of the styles that I see the customizers doing over there are rusted designs. And the style is just so cool. I mean, the amount of attention to detail and the fine little figures and pieces that they're adding and removing from cars, and like the cool combi, they're adding flip open windows and the roof racks and little pieces of luggage and, you know, surfboards and whatnot. And that's just, I never got into that, and that's so technical and such a unique style that, I mean, I commend them for doing it because it's a new avenue of customizing, and for me to see it, and so many people over there enjoy it. And we just had some here at the Vegas Toy Con.
Right.
And it's phenomenal. I love it, and it's a very nice touch to another version of trend of customizing the cars.
Right. I want to ask you: do you follow, or do you admire any customizer in Asia?
Yeah, there's actually a few of them that I've had a pleasure of meeting and seeing their work, and I've got some of their work in my collection. I've had a couple personalized pieces made for me directly. One of them is Dingo. Him and his partner, they customized a hand painting job for me. And then another one is Juan Booty is a great customizer. I've seen a lot of his work. He's actually doing a lot of candy colors, and those are just really sharp right now. Willie Milana too from Hyperblast does some great runs, and adding characters coming out of the windows and type of stuff is pretty cool. I like seeing his stuff. Gertie Tanto really does a lot of miniatures, and he's just like off the wall with stretching things, or making little watermelons and putting them in the back of a truck. And the wife likes Starbucks, and he made a little Starbucks combi. It's just the detail and the extra little things that he does is pretty cool. And then Phobia, I love the 67 Camaro, and Phobia does a lot of cool stuff and chroming them and the colors and accent pieces. And he turned one into Lightning McQueen by adding the tail fin and stuff, so that was pretty cool to turn a 67 Camaro into the Lightning McQueen. So I follow those. I see those, when I see those type of customs, it's like, oh man, that's Phobias, or that's Dingoes or whatnot. So it's like, and Don does a lot of hand painting, and I had him actually do a bust for me with my logo incorporated on it, and it just turned out so cool. I mean, that was one of my top pieces in my collection, is that hand painted from Don.
Hand painted, wow! I think one very interesting that we see in Asia and also in other places is the creativity, right? And this yes. trend of adding small objects to the car. I mean, that's great, and some of them are even handmade, right?
Yes, yeah.
Right. So, what do you think about the customizing thing in Latin America or in Mexico?
The same thing. I mean, each country and area has their own twist on things and whatnot, so it's just very cool to see all the different styles that each region in the world is doing. And diecast is just one big family. I mean, and I've had the opportunity to be to a few of these locations, in Malaysia and Indonesia and Brazil. There's another great few customizers in Brazil that I've had a chance to meet, and hoping to get to Australia soon, or the Netherlands is on the books. And to be able to see that is really cool. So it's a really unique opportunity that I've been given, and I enjoy every moment that I can do to see it. And hopefully I can get down to Mexico sometime soon.
Right. So we have to get an invite for Chris, right? For Mexico.
Exactly.
And you like tequila too, right?
Hmm?
You like tequila?
Oh yes. You get me down to Mexico, and I'll have some tequila with you guys.
Right. So where do you find your inspiration when you start making a new model?
There's a lot of different aspects that bring inspirations. Like the freshest one would have been like this car here, just the black and gold highlight for the presidential award that I received at this convention. Myself and Cool 51, Albert Avila, worked together on it because we were both inducted as a presidential award, so we kind of just wanted to give that clean, crisp, black and gold aspect. And then after that, it's just seeing other people's real cars or their styles or designs, talking with the wife, it's like, we got one coming up, there's a movie coming up soon, so we're gonna make our own custom version of that movie so that we can tie in people go see the movie, and it's like, it's fresh, and if they like it, and you go backwards to Batman or the Marvel movies and whatnot. Everybody likes their favorite characters. To put those characters on a vehicle that they collect is really one of the things I really like to do.
Right, that's very convenient. And what I see and what I admire and I find very interesting is that your wife is part of the team, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. When I started this 8-9 years ago, just dabbling or making small runs, few pieces here and there. I mean, I could do it myself, and work a full-time job. And then it just got a little bit bigger and bigger, and still maintained a full-time job. And then it got to the point where I was able to go part-time and then eventually full-time by myself. And Heather would still help me out here and there. She'd go to the conventions, you know, she'd give me some support. But now recently, it's like this last year and a half, she's actually decaling cars for me 24/7. So she comes to the shows with me, she helps me hunt cars, and when we're at home, you know, she's basically sitting at the house working on from home, running the website, shipping some packages, and 24/7 pretty much she's decaling cars.
Right. So finally, what would you say to the customizers that are beginning or that want to begin customizing cars?
You know, don't be afraid. Just dig in. I mean, find, you know, if it could be as simple as doing wheel swaps on a Mattel car or any other brand car, and you know, you add your style to it. That's where you start. A simple wheel swap, or an interior and window swap type of situation to give it the color combination that you want. And then if you got the space, the tools, the desire to add paint, you know, be careful with the chemicals for stripping the paint because they are pretty abrasive. And then just, you know, do it because you love to do it. Don't start it thinking, I want to do this full time. I want to take over Chris's job type of situation. I mean, if you can, and you got the skills, I mean, bring it to the surface. I mean, there's enough collectors, and the customizers have so many different styles that your unique style is going to be your own. So that's another option for people to collect. So, you know, bring it forward. And if you're fortunate enough to be able to do it full time and travel and go to shows and create a good fan base following and offer a good product at a good price, you know, more power to you, and I wish you well, and I look forward to seeing your work.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Chris. It has been a real pleasure to be with you, and well, hope to be seeing you at next convention and event. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks, guys. Have a great time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.